Hey everybody, got the retro gaming hippie here, and I don't know how to make this camera do that reverse thing and go back and forth, so I'm gonna have to hold it while I show you this review a little bit because it's too tricky the other way. Instead, you can look at the Macho Man for a minute, who's my favorite wrestler, of course. So today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna review something that I purchased many months ago at least from Shop Goodwill site, because I'm now into an indoor setting and I'm unveiling everything, after 5 years of the tent life, which was awesome. Moved indoors, and so I got my games and everything out. But I kind of wanted to do a review on something for once because I played this last night for the first time and it was a lot of fun. And it is the Masters of the Universe 3D action game, 2 to 6 players, aged 5 to 10. This came out in 1983 by a Wisconsin place, and of course Mattel and Filmation I think had some of the rights. The artwork I enjoy. I dig the artwork stuff. The side ones, the graphics are pictures of the game. And it's new 3D action. And the back side, you're gonna get it. Well, I'll turn it around for you. It's just kind of more of a black and white photo with your superfluous information. Now, it says this is for ages 5 to 10. Yeah, that works. I've been a preschool teacher for about 6 years, and I'm moving into elementary education. I can definitely see 5 and 10-year-olds, getting into this. The 10-year-olds might get a little bit bored, as the 5-year-olds a little bit, but definitely fits that age range. 2 to 6 players, of course. And let's take a look inside. I'm going to bring out the instruction manual first if I can find it. Oh, this is a really great game. And one of the tricky things is my cats, both of them, they really like these pieces. Yes, you do. They like these pieces. They move, which I don't mind them playing with them, but I don't want them to eat them or chew them. Or they really love the spinner too. And now she's going to sit in the box. At least she's not like her son, who's really chunky and will break the box when he sits in it because he's fat. No chewing on it either, Mama. That's my mama cat. Her name is Mel. You want to say hi? Okay. So, Masters of the Universe game, ages 2 to 6. That fits, or for 2 to 6 players. Ages 5 to 10, it fits. Basic table of contents explaining you how to set up the game. This came pre-assembled, most of it, and I'll get into that when I show it. How to put together the spinner, how to put together your little characters and your base stand on the board. The spinners are pretty common. You'll see those in most games. And then gameplay. And what's kind of cool, it even gives you some variations on game down here, which at the older group, I could see how strategy can come into play. And I won't get into the game variations. I'll let you decide that or read this, but it kind of mixes up how the game can be played and so how you choose to play it. But pretty good condition on that. And when I first opened it, like I said, this came from shopgoodwill.com. This wasn't, the pictures, I don't remember seeing it, but anyhow, there was an unpunched set of playing pieces. I thought, okay, nobody ever played it or something. I guess I'll have to unpunch it. No worries. Very nice, very clean, for being unpunched. 6 figures for 6 players. The spinner came already assembled. Works pretty well. Let's put her on the ground and I'll give her a little bit of a whirl. My cats really like the spinner. Yeah. The thing with the spinners, I'm sure everybody knows, is that when you set them down this bottom piece, you can put a little tape in them to make it stick up because it likes to rub and you don't get very good spin action. But you can set it down on a harder surface or hold it in your hand. I'm just going to put it right here because chances are Miss Mel is going to come over here and she'll start messing with this. Yeah, I know, honey. You like that, huh? And then she likes to try to chew on it, and then I have to take it away from her because that's not a chew. But we'll give her a chance. You're failing miserably. I told you. Go play with your own toys. Sorry, I'll get you a spinner from a life box. Not that one. So this is the plastic overlay piece of the figure stay on. And that sticker in the middle was already on there. If you had it brand new, you would put that on there yourself. It's pretty thick. Yeah, not too fragile in my opinion. Same with the base, that's simple. Like, you ever had a Crystar castle? I don't have it anymore, but it's the same plasticky material that's like on Crystal Castles, which is kind of flimsy, but not too bad. I am going to take off the game board, which is a piece of cardboard. Nice graphics. A little thicker than I think it should be because it allows the top piece to rub a little bit, but nothing too bad. Just over time, I think if you played it a lot, you have the chance of rubbing on the graphics. Now, as you can see, there's some arrows on it, right? And you have to follow the path of the arrows by spin. You spin and you move those spaces. There's the start, and your goal is the finishing Castle Grayskull. And of course, there's lose a turn, go to the start, go back 3 spaces, Wind Raider, and Power Sword, spin again, Orko. Battle Ram, Wind Raider, and Orko, I believe, you turn it a quarter turn, and I'll show you what that means. So it makes the game longer and gives it a little bit more variety. But that's the game board piece, and the back is just white. And that noise is, of course, my baby Mel playing with the figure board. Thank you, honey. Pieces that I don't want you to eat. We'll play with something else. Let's see if we can find something for you to chase real quick. I don't see anything in hand reach. Okay. But when I open up inside, well, look. I got all the pieces already that were cut out and ready for assembly, and then included was this complete set unpunched. I don't remember seeing that in the photos, and I don't think this came with 2 sets. So I got a bonus set that I don't really need, and I will probably look to trade that to somebody who wants an unpunched set. I'll stick to my bonus set here, or my regular set. Pretty standard little pieces. Fold them over, put them on the bottom. I always say whenever you work with them, if you're really into keeping the condition, do everything from the top other than lifting them up and down to move. What I mean is when you go to put them on the base, don't use the top part here, because that's how you get these little bit of creases. If you're really worried about it, you can see somebody was trying to force that into the base. Now, I'm going to try to show you how to do this while putting the camera somewhere. Or anyhow, probably not. I'll figure out something better with the cameras one day. But it's much easier, in my opinion, to slide them in from the top. I'm going to try to do this one-handed too. Then trying to jab it from the side and slide it. Because once you get the little piece started from the top, then you can just kind of gently slide it in. And like I said, in my opinion, keep everything on the bottom and gentle. That way you don't get those creases on the top. So you just slide them in the bottom. This one worked out a little bit better. You can see the name on the bottom, Man-at-Arms, Mattel, 1983. Let's get one more just so I can show you kind of how the game operates. Okay, now we're going to go with Man-at-Arms and Beastman. So you take your big graphic with the maze piece on top. You set this young man right on top, this young piece. And the idea is that when you have to rotate, you just gently rotate this thing. Most of them are a quarter turn. As you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides to a square. So a quarter turn just means one whole rotation to the other side. And that just makes a difference because the players stay on this. And you'll see this a little bit in gameplay. I like that idea, when it comes to education with kids. Now we're counting how many sides are on that square. 4. So a quarter turn is what? 1/4, or one turn, 1 to another side, 1 out of 4. It's the way to learn math, things like that. And you can learn anything from games and toys. You just open up your idea. Now I'm going to just put one here, and I'm just going to put one here. Normally you would start at the start. You'd spin 1, 2, 3, stay on your spot. And I just kind of want to show you how the 3D spin thing changes the game. Now, if 2 players are on the same spot that are evil or against each other, it's called a battle. Simple war. Each one does a spin on the spinner. Highest spinner wins. Lower spinner goes back to the start, I believe, if I remember right. But in the case of this, let's say Man-at-Arms was way ahead of Beastman because we're trying to get here, and we started here. So Man-at-Arms is way ahead of Beastman. Man-at-Arms has his turn. He goes 1 to the Battle Ram. Battle Ram says, you rotate the board 1 spinner. And now if you look at it, guess what? Now Ram Man is way up here near the beginning, and Beast Man has now made it that much closer to the end. And of course, those will change as you go along. And that's why I say the more you land on that spin and the more players, the more that comes into action, the more you kind of get set back or whatnot. Now, some things to keep in mind is when you spin, you always say it's Man-at-Arm's turn. He spins or she spins or whatever and spins 1. So let's say they stand on Orko and you got to spin the whole thing or you rotate 1/4. Now, don't think about where Beastman, whose turn is next, is at and say, oh, well, Beastman's on Battle Ram. I got to do a 1/4 spin. No. Thank you, baby. Don't eat Man-at-Arms. You just spin straight again and so go from there. If that makes sense. That can be a little confusing. Don't think about the spot you end up on when there's a rotation. Just start it as if it was the beginning and you just spin and then move. The cats do like this a lot too. Like I said, they were sitting there wanting to spin this around because it moves. And I don't mind. It's just when we start to chew on pieces that I don't like. The only other thing I would say near the end, and this happened, I think, once when I was playing it a few days ago with some friends, was I guess you just automatically win where I rotated it, and I don't remember where it was, but on the end of the rotation, the next player turn was on finish. So you really wouldn't be able to spin to say finish. I guess you just win at that point, and that's how it is. It took a while to play just a 2-player game because surprisingly, you end up on these rotation pieces a lot, and it just changes how the game works. Now, I can see how that's where strategy can kind of come in line on how you try to maneuver pieces around. But yeah, kind of interesting game. So overall, good game, fun game, safe for, I think the age groups get it right. Good girl. Kind of flimsy, but not. I mean, the cardboard pieces are solid, very standard, you know, if you treat them right. The plastic pieces are pretty solid, not too bad or brittle. And same with the base piece. Storage-wise, I mean, you open this up and look, everything fits fairly nicely inside. Little carrying case. Don't really know what these are for. Yeah, I mean, maybe design. I mean, everything else kind of slides into here. Maybe there's something better, you know, anybody could go in there. I put my game pieces in there. And I put the spinners on the bottom. Along with the bigger cardboard piece. And then slide this all nicely on top. And can I have the last piece? Yes, that piece. Don't you have a bed? Son of a bitch. Sorry for the language. We don't have boundaries. There will be no biting. So anyway, that's it. Fun game, cool game. Hope you enjoyed the review. The first time I did a review of anything. This sheet piece here, I will unpunched Motu Merchman if you happen to watch this. That's available for trade if anybody wants. I don't really need an extra set or let alone punched. I like other merchandise, and I'll throw it out to the Motu Merchman first if you know somebody could use it or whoever happens to watch this thing. That's up for trade. Just show me what you got, man. Other than that, tell me what you think. First review of something. I'll probably try to do some more toy reviews or something later. I'll try to make them faster, smaller, better. I'll try to do them with less distractions. That's you. And yeah, man, tell me what you think. I'll give you a quick scan, man. I got a lot of toys to go through still from my collections. Mostly loose beater stuff, man. Get it out there. Just picked up that wrestling game the other day. I think the next video I do will be on some pickups I found around here. So that's it, man. Master Universe 3D board game review, 1983, Mattel, Wisconsin. Brought to you by the Retro Gaming Hippie. And remember, I don't buy nostalgia, but I am nostalgia.